Right now is the perfect time for Machinima to make a comeback, and maybe even a huge one. Hi, I'm Turret Guy, and this is the first episode of a short series I want to try out called Cozy Commentaries. I'll throw on some gameplay, get a cozy atmosphere, and talk about something positive that I am pretty passionate about. Machinima has been around since the beginning of YouTube, essentially since the beginning of the internet, basically. We all know that Red vs. Blue brought it into the mainstream, but the art form has slowly withered away since, especially after the collapse of the company with the same name. But now is a perfect storm for movies that were made in video games to come back. The streaming services that helped chip away at their demise have become overpriced, cocky, and spreading their products way too thin. The worst example of this that I can think of is the official guide for how to watch Pokemon. It is atrocious. And with AI on the rise, it can be more and more difficult to tell what's real and what's not. But AI cannot replicate Machinima yet. At least to the level where it blurs the lines between AI and reality. Especially when the AI has strict rules it has to follow where it can't replicate licensed products, like that which Bungie or Halo Studio owns. It can replicate styles, but right now it's having a hard time replicating a Halo suit of armor. It makes it its own thing. And speaking of Halo Studios, they've been pumping out Machinima shorts to advertise their updates and such for Halo Infinite. And I know they've been doing this for a while, but with their recent operation revolving around Halo 3, it seems to have been paying off more. Even more Discord servers have been popping up to do with Machinima, or ones that were aimed towards video games like Halo have added channels specifically for Machinima, and that is awesome. Shout out to a couple Discord servers. We got Project Forge, Sterben Studios, Halo Lounge, Dual Wield HQ, the Cobalt Mines, and all the others who have helped push Machinima to wider audiences. Now don't get me wrong, Machinima still exists to this day. There's big channels like Scribbly and Boomerang, there's brand new channels like Pokehlo and Beans, and there are people who have been around forever still making Machinima after a decade or more, like myself and Spitebox. There's even OGs like John Graham, Digital Fear, still making RB in Chief to this day. Whether their channel is new or old, their Machinimas have a large audience or a small one, or even if it's any good, Machinima is still around. It's just nowhere near as monumental as it used to be. It is no longer a pillar of YouTube or the internet. But that could be changing. Like I had said, streaming services are becoming so unreliable nowadays, and the end results of what they have to offer have been getting worse as the years go on, and their services keep getting more expensive. More keep popping up, and I found myself getting rid of Netflix and Disney Plus and Amazon and whatever else I had, and just went back to YouTube. And I think a lot of other people have been doing the same thing. Piracy is also making a comeback, but that is a different topic altogether. If the death of streaming is around the corner, and AI keeps getting better, which it obviously will, many will turn to things that can't be found on streams, that can't be replicated by AI, things that take a lot of time and effort and passion to make, where unattached studio heads only thinking about money will meddle and ruin. They will turn to Machinima. The more shorts I post of my own Machinimas, the more comments I keep getting of how my videos remind others of Red vs. Blue when it was good, or the golden years of Machinima in Halo 3. And the more of these comments I get, the more I realize how many people don't know that there's so many Machinima creators out there, unseen, and much better than me. I truly do think we are nearing a turning point on the internet, and maybe it's more of a hope than reality, but we may be seeing a second coming in the popularity of the strange medium that is Machinima. Stupid stories told through the puppeteering of otherwise unknown custom video game characters. It sounds dumb when you explain that way, of course, but it can be so great. Action figures and Halo Spartans have made people cry, laugh, think, get scared, and feel hope. They've brought strangers together and made them lifelong friends. I know it's really cheesy, I know, and I don't care. I love Machinima, and I hope I'm right about this. It is the perfect time for Machinima to make a comeback. Thank you for making it this far, And if you're looking for machinimas to watch, there are so many out there. I obviously make standalone machinimas as well as a series called Old School. And then we got Sterben Studios, who covers new machinimas on his channel, and there are so many to cover. There's people like Tiernan420, Flick, Direlict Country, Nexus Studios, Boomerang, Viper9, Pokehlo, Beans, Kronuth, Shadow Studio, Rampant Argus, Mega Productions 302, That, Cobalt Spartan, Spybox Studios, Moonlight Ninja, Dual Wield, Scribbly Productions. There are just so many. Those are just some of the amazing, talented, and passionate machinima creators out there. And they pretty much only do Halo machinima. There's a whole other world in other games like Minecraft and Gary's Mod, and on other languages other than English. Spanish has a huge machinima community. I will link those I mentioned in the description, and if you know of any others, leave them in the comments. Machinima is on its way back, and I sure as hell will be here when it returns.